Every like, every comment, and every subscriber gives me motivation daily to bringing you guys the best MMA content on YouTube. So please subscribe and support a small YouTuber out. It really means a lot, okay? Okay, so a lot of people are saying that Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. And I wanted to get my thoughts and opinions on this because I find this topic interesting. We've obviously seen the leaked messages, it looks like, between Dana White and they said it's Lorenzo Fertitta or one of the Fertitta brothers. Basically stating that Jon Jones is pricing himself out of any fights at heavyweight. And then, of course, we've also seen the Twitter battle going on between Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones. And that has made a couple people, not a couple people, main like consensus, come out and say that Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall and he doesn't want the smoke. Okay, so here's the $1 million question. Do I think that Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall? That he's afraid of Tom Aspinall? No. That's just my opinion, though, and I am entitled to my opinion before you guys come for me and call me a Jon Jones fanboy. I've seen this man stand the test of time that I will not accuse him of ducking any single human. When you look at a guy like Jon Jones, he has fought the best of the best, at least that his division has to offer, time and time again. And I'm not siding with Jon Jones by any means. But however, when it comes to what he's saying about this fight, I kind of understand it. Not saying I agree with him, but I understand it. You got to think of it from Jon Jones' perspective and not just be biased because you don't like him. Listen, what I've been seeing from Jon Jones lately is something that he does every single time. Not saying I agree with it. Once again, I also find it a little annoying. But he does it every single time. Tom Aspinall is nothing special, at least when it comes to this scenario, because Jon Jones has done this before. If he really is pricing himself out of negotiations, he does that to every single opponent lately. He's been doing that to every single opponent. He did it to Dominic Reyes. He tried doing it with the Francis Ngannou fight, and he even tried doing it with the Cyril Gane fight, but obviously him and the UFC came to some type of deal. His return was massive. And apparently his return did something like 1 million pay-per-view buys. So now the guy is smelling his own piss a little bit. And he's saying that, pay me. If you want me to fight these up-and-coming heavyweight contenders who hardly have a name, like the Sergey Pavloviches and the Tom Aspinalls. I'm not saying Tom Aspinall doesn't have a name. I'm just saying that you're not selling more than 250 pay-per-view buys with only Tom Aspinall on the card. I'm just being honest. So Jon Jones looks at it this way, like, why should I keep making stars out of these guys when they obviously don't give me any sort of return on my investment? So I understand a little bit. The other thing is that Jon Jones has become frustrated with the MMA media and the fan base because it's looking like every single time Jon Jones faces somebody or he beats somebody or whatever it may be, and he doesn't lose, basically, the fans always come up with somebody new for him to face. Oh boy, oh yeah, he looked good against so-and-so, but he won't fight so-and-so. And that is where I see the frustration is coming from Jon Jones, is that he's sick of the fans and the media doing this. It's like, no matter what he does, it's never enough. And once again, I'm not saying that I am completely siding with Jon Jones in this. I want to see him fight Tom Aspinall. I'm just saying that I understand his point, and for the fans that are saying that he's ducking Tom Aspinall, you got to really look at it and look at the facts here and say that he's done this with everybody. He tried pricing himself out of the Dominic Reyes fight. He ended up fighting Dominic Reyes. He did the same thing with Francis Ngannou. Obviously, that fight never came to fruition. The same people who are bashing Jon Jones, let's be honest, the same people who are bashing him are also the same people who are bashing the UFC for stating that, fighters don't get paid enough and fighters really risk it all for them to get paid so little, only for Jon Jones to obviously act on his rights as a fighter, for him to say, oh man, I don't get paid enough to fight this monster, to go in here and take this damage. You guys want to call him a ducker and that he's scared and all of this, and this man is the greatest of all time. So now that I answered your $1 million question, I don't think Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall, but I'm going to answer this next question. Is Tom Aspinall something to worry about? Is he a bad matchup for the greatest of all time? The answer is yeah. Actually, yeah. I can agree with the people who look at it from that perspective. He is a bad matchup for Jones. But does that necessarily mean Aspinall will win the fight? Obviously, that's why we pay to watch, right? I know some of you probably illegal stream, and more power to you. But anyways, that's why we watch. That's why we watch, to find out. And Jon Jones has proven his haters wrong and wrong and wrong again, at least in the octagon. Outside of the octagon, the dude's a total idiot, and I couldn't agree more with anybody who has that opinion. But let's look at Tom Aspinall. I almost said Sergey Pavlovich. Let's look at Tom Aspinall's skill set and see where's the areas that he gives Jon Jones the most trouble. And in my opinion, it's the stand-up. It's the footwork. It's kind of that weird, bouncy, awkward, fast twitch style on the feet that Aspinall has. Also, he mixes it up with wrestling. I think in a fight with Jones, I think he will be the type to put all his cards out on the deck. I think he will really go for it. I do. I don't see Aspinall being the type of guy who will crumble under the pressure. I think he really wants to bring that title home. The heavyweight title, which is, when you look at it, it solidifies you as the baddest man on the planet. I think he really does want to bring that home to England. But the stand-up matchup, we've seen Jon Jones get touched over and over and over again. And I'm not going to lie, despite how that Cyril Gane fight went down, Jon Jones has never caught a heavyweight 1-2 to the jaw. He just has not felt that yet. And we've seen with guys moving up in weight classes that the power can be something that needs to be adjusted to. Meaning that for the first time, we might see Jon Jones actually get seriously hurt in a fight to where he may even get dropped. And I do think that Tom Aspinall has the type of power, obviously, because he knocked out Sergey Pavlovich the way that he did. So with him being this big, massive, not to mention the size, sorry, I want to also talk about the size and the speed. It looks like Jon Jones may be moving a little bit slower than what he did at light heavyweight. And obviously so, because he's put on a lot of weight, versus Tom Aspinall, who is already acclimated to the weight class, meaning that he moves good for a heavyweight. The guy actually moves more so like a middleweight. And obviously he's got power in his hands. He's got skilled striking. I do think that Jon Jones has the edge in the grappling. But however, will he be able to keep will he be able to keep Tom Aspinall down? Oh man, that's going to be something that is going to be really hard for him to do. I'm not going to lie. When you look at the Dominic Reyes fight, Dominic Reyes was strong and more athletic than Jones. The first guy he may have fought that may have been stronger and more athletic than him at light heavyweight. And Jones struggled to keep him down and stand with him. We've seen Jones's defense. He puts his hand up and he just plots away. He needs to fix that if he's going to be staying long term at heavyweight. I'm not going to lie. So when you mix up the whole bag of tricks, the size, the speed, the hand, the power, the striking, all of the above, it's a very tricky matchup for Jon Jones. And the very tricky, raw, basically the guys who kind of, I'm not saying that he mimics Ovince St. Preux, but I'm saying like, whenever it's a style that Jones isn't just used to facing, that kind of got an awkward striking style, yeah, he tends to show the holes in his game. So I want to know what you guys think. The answer is yes, I do think that he's a problem for Jon Jones. Is Jon Jones ducking him? No. But I want to know what you guys think. It's me, we're tripping him out, man.